The city was great to me. You know, the people that worked around the club, everything.
What were your first impressions of Sheffield?
The only thing I had known about Sheffield before I got here was the Full Monty. Remember my mom made me watch the Full Monty. Sheffield's a sporting city, right? You've got so many clubs here, so many historic clubs. After football, basketball is the second most played team sport in the country. There's over, I think, 1.3 million kids playing it per week. Go in there and I'll be like, can I get chips with cheese and gravy? Chips, cheese, and gravy. Oh. At the time, we didn't know it was called Love Triangle. We thought it was called Love Match. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've done some reality, haven't you?
Yeah, I was on Come Dine With Me. I came last. You've got the biggest hands I've ever seen in my life.
Just being a part of it off the court has been, you know, one of the joys of my life. It's nice to continue doing that, whether that's working for the club, coaching here in Sheffield, or on the microphone for the home games and being the voice of Sheffield basketball.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pub Chats, the show where we invite guests on to talk all things business, Sheffield, you know, just having a good old chat down at the pub. Today's guest is a bit of a Sheffield sporting legend. He is Sheffield Sharks' longest serving player, spanning over 13 seasons, 500 appearances, and he's also the leading point scorer with over 5,000. Since hanging up the boots, he's stayed at the heart of the club, is now leading the marketing. He's also a familiar face on the screens with broadcasting in Sky and DAZN, and he's even stepped into the world of reality TV. Yes, he was born in Toronto, but he's made in Sheffield. Welcome, Mike Tuck.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No
Good
problem.
to be here.
You're a very busy man, so we feel honoured to have you on.
No, it's great to be here, man.
So what have you been up to recently?
Just working for the Sharks, like you said, head of marketing for the Sharks. It's going really, really well. Obviously, we're 3 years in at the Cannon Medical Arena. It's the home of the Sharks, home of the Sheffield Hatters. It's the home of Sheffield basketball. So it's nice to have somewhere for those clubs to call their own. I have been coaching University of Sheffield basketball team, men's basketball team. We just won back-to-back varsity championships for men's basketball. I was about to say varsity's on,
yes.
So we just won first time in club history back-to-back on
I'm
that
Hallam
end.
through, mate.
Oh, get out of here. We spanked you by 30. And then I commentate all the Sharks home games, all the Hatters home games. So keep it on with the commentary on DAZN for the Hatters, the YouTube stream. I still play a little bit too. Played a little bit with Sharks D1 team this year. It's like the development team that kind of feeds into the men's team. Right. And I played for GB over 40s as well. So yeah, busy man, but lots going on, all basketball focused, and it's great stuff.
Good man. So you were obviously born in Toronto, and you're obviously very tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'7".
6'7". Yeah. And obviously, you know, most basketball players are tall. Was it always on the cards from an early age that you were going to be a basketball player?
I think I was always that tallest kid in the class. I was, you know, the class photo. I'm the one standing beside the teacher on the end. So my dad kind of saw that quickly. He put me into a lot of different sports when I was a kid. And my dad wasn't a huge basketball guy. He had played a little bit, but he saw that I was, you know, doing really well in basketball, and you know, the height obviously was an advantage for me. So he kind of, I think it was around 10, 11, 12 years old, it was like, all right, let's make a push for this. So pushed me, you know, fully into it, and basketball just became my life. You know, every weekend we were going to tournaments, playing. I was really lucky to had a really good coach in the town that I lived in, and his son was the same age as me. So yeah, it kind of took off from there, and I had, you know, really good coach, really good foundation for it, and ended up playing for a great team there, and that led to a scholarship down in the States, full athletic scholarship to Loyola University, and then great career there, great times there. Baltimore, interesting city, but amazing city, and then eventually decided to hop across the pond and start playing pro.
So why did you come over here, basically, and also why Sheffield? How did it all come about?
I had been playing at Loyola in the States, and then obviously I'd seen other guys at the school or like around the league, that the conference we were in, like signing pro contracts, and I was like, you know what, I can do this. I'd love to do this. My mom was actually born in England, in Bournemouth, so I had, you know, a UK passport. So I had that passport, and that would make it a lot easier for me to play overseas in Europe. Obviously, at the time, England's still in, or UK still in the EU. So in terms of visas and stuff like that, it just makes it a lot easier. Mm. So, yeah, wasn't done playing. So eventually got an agent, came across, played in Cyprus, Luxembourg, France. And I was on a team in France, Chalon, Champagne. And team wasn't doing great. They had cut a couple guys. I was just the next kind of guy on the hit list. You know, it happens in basketball. You know, teams make changes. So I was released from my contract. And instead of flying back to Toronto and waiting for another contract to pop up, I had family in England. So and friends living in London. So I was like, just fly me to London, and I'll just wait there until something crops up. So I was in London. I had been contacted by the Sharks earlier in the summer, but I'd already signed my contract. So I just reached out to the Sharks. And fortunately, one of their players at my position got injured that week, and they needed a replacement. So took the train up from King's Cross up to sunny Chef, and then went to the training session, did really well. And the next day went for a meal with the head coach and the GM, and here we are.
How old were you at that point?
I was, 25, 26,
Right, okay.
something like that. Yeah, so it was 2009, and literally been here ever since. I thought it was just going to be like a one-year thing, and it just snowballed. So, and here we are.
Is it better for you to come over and play in the European leagues, or is it, because I assume it's bigger in Canada or in America, isn't it?
It's huge there, but the only thing is, there's a few like mid-level like pro leagues there, but for the most part it's just the NBA, which is like the biggest league in the world. Yeah. So I actually had a workout with the Toronto Raptors when I graduated from uni. That obviously I didn't make the NBA. NBA is only about 300 players total, so can be very hard to get into that league. So the next thing is for people to go overseas, and there's leagues all over the world, you know, China, Australia, New Zealand's, you know, Africa has leagues, South America has leagues. Europe is typically where most guys want to go, because there's a lot of different countries, there's a lot of different leagues, there's a lot of level of paychecks. So depending on how good you are and the level of money that you're looking for, you can usually find it in Europe. So That's where I headed.
So what were your first impressions of Sheffield?
I just remember the only thing I had known about Sheffield before I got here was the Full Monty. Remember my mom made me watch the Full Monty. So a little bit of a weird view of what the city was. I knew it was a steel town. I knew it was more of like a smaller industrial city, but I didn't know much. So I just remember getting off the train and then seeing like big buildings and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is a city. There's things happening here. It's not just like a bunch of warehouses or, you know. And I was pleasantly surprised. It was great. It also helped the people around the club, the guys on the team that season. The team was doing really, really well. When I got there, it was about November, and we advanced. My second game in, we won in the semifinal to go to the cup final. So then we won the cup final at the end of January. So already within like 2 months of me showing up in Sheffield, I'd already won a piece of silverware. So it was just like, and we were like top of the league. So it was just like, and I'd never won anything in my professional career. So it was just like, oh, I could get used to this. This is good. And the club was much different from any other club I played on. You know, it's kind of like a family-run, family-feel organization, and it was just it was the right time, it was the right place, it was the right fit, and it all worked out.
I'm from Leicester, which I mentioned quite a lot.
My condolences.
So big up Leicester. So if I had to choose my team, it'd be Leicester Riders. Yeah. Are they in the same division? Yeah,
they are. They had a really dominant era in the 2010s, 20 where they had 10 years of like, they were just winning everything.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're really good. Yeah. Shout out to Rob Paternostro, their head coach. I knocked them off a couple times. Yeah, we beat them in 2013 trophy final, and we beat them 2016 playoff final. So yeah, we saw them in a few finals. They beat us 2018 trophy final. But they were that team to beat. So, but we were right up there as well. Sharks are always in that mix, always in that top end of the league.
Right.
So that was another thing that, added to the longevity of my career here is just, it wasn't just a team that was just going out there just to play or trying. Yeah. We were always competing every year. The Sharks hold the record for most consecutive seasons making the playoffs. They've never missed the playoffs. So there was always that to play for at the end of the season. The organization always held us to an extremely high standard. And I love that. And, they put me in the driver's seat as the captain very early in my career as well. So I can't, thank the organization enough for all the things that they've given me, the confidence that they instilled in me as well, for a guy who didn't really envision that for myself. And they helped me develop, not only as a basketball player, but as a person.
So, when you did come over, I mean, there's a lot of the players, a lot of them are American and North American.
Yeah, there's depends on the league. The rules have changed here quite a few times. Back in the day, we were only allowed 3 imports.
Right.
So you'd get typically like Canadians or Americans. Sometimes you'd get guys from other places, but as football is to the UK, basketball is to North America, right? You're going to get a higher standard of player from those parts. So that's typically where you recruit from. The rules now, I think you're allowed 6. So it's changed, but back, I have a British passport, so I was that North American caliber player, but I didn't count as an import spot. So kind of a hack that teams use. But yeah, there's lots of teams around, guys around the league from America. There's lots of guys with dual passports, just like me as well.
And then, so obviously, look, you were there for 13 seasons, a long time. Did you ever expect, you'd be there for that long when you first turned up?
No. Basketball is typically you're like a contract killer. You're like one and done usually. Most contracts are signed for one season. Like I said, I got there. We won the cup my first year. Then they asked me to come back, and I was like, and I was talking to other clubs or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I really liked it there. The city was great to me. The people that worked around the club, everything. So I signed back for a second season. We won the back-to-back cups. We lost in the playoff final. So after that, I was like, I'm hooked, man. Like this silverware, like I want to win. I want to have a great career like that. Ended up signing, and then that just trickled down. I signed like 2 3-year contracts. I signed a 2-year contract, which at the time was pretty much unheard of in British basketball. So I really locked in, and because signing those longer term contracts, when you're on a 1-year contract, it's hard because towards the end of the season, you're like thinking about your stats, you're thinking about your game tape, and when you're on a long-term contract, you can focus more on the team and winning as a group because you don't have that pressure of like, oh my God, where's my next paycheck going to come from? Yeah. So yeah, and so like I said, when I first got here, I was like, I'll just 1 year and I'll go somewhere else. I wanted to travel, see other things, and then just snowballed. So yeah, here we are all these years later. Yorkshire's adopted son, baby.
I want to touch on it. So obviously, I know that you did a bit of marketing for the club whilst you were playing. So is it quite common for most players to have another job? Well, maybe back then and now. And is it? Can you earn a good wage playing full-time basketball in the UK? To live comfortably.
You definitely can. There's guys on great contracts, especially now. I think.
Give me like what would some players be on, say?
Oh God, it depends. I mean, they're not football wages. No. But some guys can be on like 3, 4, 5K a month, depending on the clubs. Yeah. Some places less, some places a lot more as well. Right.
Healthy, 4K living in Sheffield as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. You're doing fine. So, but back in the day, you would probably see more guys like 10, 15 years ago that would have jobs, other jobs, and then be playing for the club. And then now, you pretty much just see all full-time pros. Right. Maybe some guys doing his master's or his uni work on the side, but typically now it's all full-time pros.
So how did the marketing role come about?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the Sharks were in a contract negotiations with a law firm in Sheffield, Wasco Brown Solicitors. Shout out to Wasco Brown. And they just fired their marketing manager. I had studied marketing when I was at Loyola, so just one thing led to another. And next thing you know, I'm putting on a suit and going into this law firm, like so out of my comfort zone, right? I'm a basketball player. But yeah, started working for them alongside playing. So like we would train in the mornings, and then I would like quickly shower, chuck on my suit, and then like head over to the John Banner building in Atticliff, and I'd be working away there all afternoon. So it was a perfect marriage because they sponsored the club. You know, they were bringing clients coming to every game. They were really supportive, you know, so it worked really, really well. Learned a lot of things there. And then eventually the Sharks offered me a role within the Sharks organization. So it was them kind of gearing me up for my post-playing career, helping me develop as a person off the court. And it was, you know, it forced me out of the nest a little bit. I just wanted to be a basketball player. I just wanted to focus on that. But then it started, you know, the wheels started turning. It was like, you know, there's life after basketball. So
I bet you're really thankful of that now, though, aren't you?
100%. Yeah. At the time, it was tough.
Yeah.
Especially when when I first started working, it was 2015. I was in my prime, essentially, like training really, really hard and having to produce on the court as a player, as a captain. And then also, you know, doing those like 6-7 hour days at the office as well after training. So my body learned a lot. I learned like how to manage all that, because it was tough, because when you're just full-time basketball, you just train for those 2-3 hours a day, and then you have a lot of time to yourself, so you don't realize how much free time you have.
I can imagine it's tough. So what, obviously you're now full-time of the head of marketing, but you know, in that time of you working there and then now full-time, what is the strategy? Because obviously basketball's not huge in this country. And, you know, Sheffield as a city obviously is football mental, two big football clubs. You know, we've got, obviously the Steelers are quite big, Sheffield Eagles, Sheffield FC, you know, all that. How do you market Sheffield Sharks in Sheffield? Yeah,
I mean, it's tough. Sheffield's a sporting city, right? You've got so many clubs here, so many historic clubs, obviously Sheffield FC, United, Wednesday. I always look at it, it's hard to fight with the football crowd. Football in the UK is like religion. You know, you're born into it. You're born red, you're born blue. My great-grandfather was this club. Like, you live and die with it. Whereas basketball is still trying to create that identity. And I think it's come a long way from where it started, even from when I arrived in the country till now. A lot of people don't know that after football, basketball is the second most played team sport in the country. Wow. There's over, I think, 1.3 million kids playing it per week in this country. So that's bigger than rugby. That's bigger than cricket. That's bigger than netball. So there is a high engagement with the sport. People love this sport here. I think in Sheffield, we've done a great job, especially with the Sharks and the Hatters, of just building on the foundations that we've already laid. You know, the Sharks started back in '94. The Hatters started back in the '60s. They're the oldest club and most successful club in the country. So building those fan bases for both has been great, because we've had that kind of old crowd from the '90s come up, and like now it's like their kids and their grandkids coming to the games. But then also moving into the Camden Medical Arena has been a huge thing for us, because we've been able to engage with a completely new audience. We're seeing a lot more families coming down to the games, and we're kind of doubling down on that, creating that really fun family atmosphere. It's a great place to bring your kids to a game. You know, it's during the winter when, you know, it's cold and wet outside. It's indoors. You can get a beer at the game and sit there. You don't have to worry about hooligans or fights breaking out, because it's a pretty mellow crowd, although our fans do give the away team some stick, you know. So, but we've basically kind of doubled down on all those things, and tried to create that atmosphere. And now I think the arena has been a huge help for us, because there's a home for basketball. We've got one of the best traveling fan bases as well now.
Right, okay.
Shout out to Sharks on Tour.
How many would say you play Leicester Riders or so, which is probably not that.
I think we brought, it was like 70, 80 or 90,
Right, okay.
90 people down to Leicester, which is, like we're not playing in like huge, solid arenas. Like,
I've been to the Riders one, actually.
Yeah, so it's like between 2,000 and 3,000 seater arenas. So it's like, you bring 100 fans, away fans with you, it makes an impact.
What's the best chant?
So we've got a guy on the team named Jordan Ratino.
Right.
So, Jordan Ratino, that's my favorite. But they've got chance for like all the players and all the different things. Sharks are on fire. Dun, 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 Sharks are on fire.
Which I can see now. I've been to probably 2 Leicester Riders games in my life when I was a very young kid.
Yeah,
but I can imagine, it probably is good fun.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Obviously we're indoors. We got the light show. We have halftime shows. I'm always trying to book local Sheffield artists and different things to come in to kind of present the city. So yeah, we try our best. We've got a small team, but we all work hard and it's for the love of the game, for the love of basketball, and I'm very lucky to be in a position where I was able to fall into a job like that right after finishing playing, because it made my transition into retirement so much easier.
Yeah, obviously you're looking to grow more, get more fans and stuff like. What is what's the next 5 years look like for Sharks?
Well, I think we want to continue growing off the things that we're doing already. I think the Sharks on Tour thing is great because we're getting more people traveling to the games. We've got a supporters club now that we just launched. So we want to get more engagement within the supporters club, putting on events for them. Our season ticket holders thing is going to be a huge one. We're making a huge push for that for the next season pretty soon here. So we'd love to get to a point where half the stand is full of season ticket holders, and we know
how many do you sell?
Well, we seat just over 2,000 people in the arena. So if we can get up to like 1,000 season ticket holders, that would be incredible. Right. Which isn't, we're not far off, and it's not unachievable. So, but I think that's just across the board. We want basketball in this country to get to that point across the board. And you've got team like Leicester, Newcastle, us, Caledonia up in Glasgow. We're like the 4 clubs right now with our own venues, and you can see like how that is like really driving those clubs having your own venue, because not only are you housing the pro team, you're housing the development teams all underneath that as well. So we've got all our pathway players coming up from 10 years old all the way up to 18. I coach the university team at the Cannon Medical Arena, so I've got kids that played for Sharks juniors are now coming to university and playing for me. So we're creating that pathway for development of players. But then alongside that, they're Sharks fans, so their families are coming to the games and creating the atmosphere at the home games. So it's all boxed in one house.
I'm gonna go to a game. Obviously, you also now do a bit of punditry work. And you mentioned earlier that you do the commentating on the Sharks games.
Yeah.
Is that for, Radio Sheffield? Or?
Yeah, the league has transformed over the years. So used to be for Sky Sports. It was last season, I believe, or the season before, they signed a major contract with DAZN, DAZN. So amazing network, super accessible. I mean, obviously you can get the DAZN app on any smart TV, on any tablet, phone, any device. So and the games are free to watch. You just need to create a login. So yeah, we commentate all the home games there. Me and Bob Ballard, anybody knows him. He's a ex Radio Sheffield legend, and he's done a lot of Olympic stuff and all across the board. So
how did you find? Because obviously, I'm assuming you'd never done commentary before.
I started probably back in 2018. We did a tournament with Sky. It just shows you how crazy life works sometimes, but Sky was sponsoring a tournament for the league, preseason tournament. So I went down to Sky, and they sent one player from each team, and we were filming some like behind the scenes interviews or whatever. And one of the girls was like, have you done this before? Like, you seem pretty comfortable, blah, blah. I was like, no, but I've done a million post-game interviews. I've done a million radio, and eventually you just get media trained over the years, because it's just, you're so used to it. And they said, do you mind if we keep your number on file? And then about 3 months later, Sky bought the rights to the NBA. And then they tapped me up. So then I started doing Sky Sports NBA coverage, and I was going down to their studios in West London.
That's a cool little gig, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing intro to broadcasting. And, you're going to probably, the best place in the UK to do it, learning from so many different people, the producers, and making contacts and stuff like that. And then eventually, a couple of years later, Sky bought into the British Basketball League, so I became one of their sideline interviewers, and then doing some commentary as well. And then it's just kind of molded and formed since then. And it's a bit more scaled back with DAZN now. They're looking to keep building, but I just do commentary at home games. I did the Cup final for the league back in January. So. Yeah, it's fun. I get to sit there and talk about basketball. It's fucking easy. It's a great gig.
I get paid.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I mean, it's nice just to be involved in that way and put my 2 cents in.
So look, we're just going to have a little, well, not a break, but we're going to do a bit of rapid fire.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be one-worded answers, and they're a mixture of basketball and just life ones.
Gotcha.
Okay. Best teammate you've played with?
Oh man, best teammate I've played with. I'm gonna say BJ Holmes, and you probably won't know him. In terms of a player, incredible point guard. He used to pass me the ball a lot, which was great. But it was his character. Like, the guy was just light up the room, the energy that he brought to things. We hung out a lot off the court, so I'll say shout out to BJ Holmes. That's my guy.
Your favorite thing about Sheffield?
My favorite thing about Sheffield, the accent. Hey up, Doc, no, my favorite thing about Sheffield, it's got to be the people. Like I said, I was this kind of bright-eyed Canadian kid coming to a city, had no idea what was going on, and I'd been in London before, and the hustle bustle and unfriendly people, and then I came up to Sheffield, and they welcomed me with open arms. So it's definitely the people, and the Sharks fan base definitely won me over.
Good man, a great answer. Your toughest opponent?
My toughest opponent. Well, let's rewind back. Let's go Leicester Riders. They were a thorn in our side for years. I would definitely say the Leicester Riders back when in that 2010s, 20-teens decade were a tough competition.
Best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I'd ever received. All right. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Good one. Very good
there
one.
You
go. Chef United or Chef Wednesday?
Oh, God. You're going to put this divisive decision on me here? I love both clubs. I've had friends on either side. I've been to more United games than Wednesday. Let's just leave it at that.
Right, cool. Favorite UK food?
Oof. Okay, that's a tough one. Because everybody always talks trash about UK food, but I think there's like some really good food over here. I mean, if you just look at like the plain old fish and chips and stuff like that, but there's
fish and chips ain't plain.
I know it's really good. I was actually talking about this the other day. First time I came over and had fish and chips, but then they gave me mushy peas on the side, and I was like, "What is that? Guacamole?" No idea. Didn't know about mushy peas. Turns out they're incredible.
Do you like them?
Oh yeah. Favorite UK food. All right, let's go for beef Wellington.
Okay, nice. Good shout.
Something high class, something nice. Yeah.
Beef Wellington's good. I don't have it off, like you say, you don't really have it often.
No.
But it's a special occasion.
For sure.
Good man. So you are, with your fish and chips, you are peas over gravy, curry sauce.
Yeah. I used to live in Winkabank, and there was a chippy up there, and it was right around the corner from the house I lived in. So I used to walk over there, and obviously in Canada we have poutine.
Yeah. Which
is chips with cheese curds and gravy. Yeah. So, and I must have been one of the first guys ever to do that. Like, I would go in there and I'd be like, "Can I get chips with cheese and gravy?" Chips, cheese, and gravy. Oh. But I think I sparked the poutine movement because now you can get it
Have you
everywhere.
been to Neeps End Social?
Yeah, they do a good one in there. Yeah, really good.
Shout out to them. Your best moment in a Sharks jersey?
It's got to be that 2016 final. We played against the Leicester Riders down at the London O2 Arena in front of about 16,000 people. Wow. And we were the 4th seed. They were the 1 seed, so they were their favorite team to win, and we ended up beating them. Your boy took home man of the match, MVP honors, and just a huge moment for me in my career. I mean, like, big moment for the Sharks. Obviously, a playoff final. They hadn't done that in a while, and then my mom had flown over from Canada. I had all my British side of the family at the game, so it was just like, one of those moments that's just ingrained in my head. Yeah. I'll never forget it.
Oh, lovely. Favorite Yorkshire word or Sheffield?
We were talking about this in the office the other day. Gior is a good one. Gior. Nesh. I like Nesh as well.
Nesh.
Like when it's cold. You're a bit cold. Yeah, Nesh.
Gior. I like that.
Gior.
Right,
Gior the Sen. But my favorite saying is probably "Now then, pal."
Yeah.
Now then. It's like very versatile.
It's just like then.
Yeah.
Now then,
it can be a greeting. It can be,
it can be
everything. Yeah, exactly.
Something British you'll never get used to.
Okay, so I was talking about this with my girlfriend the other day. Shops closing at fucking 4 p.m. on a Sunday. Like, what the hell is that? Like, Sunday, you want to go get some grocery shopping done, plan for the week, and it's like, no, we got to get out. We got to get out early because everything's it's a ghost town across the city on Sunday nights. So can we not open grocery stores up a little bit later, or even restaurants? Some restaurants aren't even open. It's like, what the hell is going on? You guys
take a rest.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, you guys like to shut it down over here.
That's a good one, that. Yeah. That annoys me sometimes. So we're now going to play a game. It's called the Beer Mat Challenge, basically. You've played it probably at the pub, haven't you?
Yeah.
Flip it up. How many can you catch?
Never been to a pub in my life.
3 attempts. You can do as many as you can start with doing 5 if you want. It's up to you. But you get 3 goes. Luke Horton is to beat with 16.
Is this, how many is here right here?
Off camera, Mike said he's very good at it, by the way.
3 attempts for 16. Let's just go 17. Why not? 3 times 17. All right, here we go. Oh, that's tough. Okay, that's 1.
Is it harder than what you thought?
Yeah. But if I'm going for it, I'm going for the record.
You've got it in you. I mean, you've got the biggest hands I've ever seen in my life. Whee! That's the beauty. Is that 17?
17, baby.
Right, so you got one more go.
All right,
you got to go big. Do you reckon that
18,
was
19, 20. There you go. 20.
20 for Mike Tutt. Oh, unlucky.
We'll keep the record at 17.
Keep the record at 17.
There you go.
This guy keeps breaking records all the time. Mike took top with 17. We've got one more guest for the season 1. You were famously on Love Triangle, which I'd heard of it, and then I was asking my fiance last night, going, Love Triangle? She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I remember that guy. How did it come about of you going on to Love Triangle? And just for people that don't know, explain what it is briefly.
I was on a TV show called Love Triangle. It was on Channel 4. This is about, 2-3 years ago now? I can't even remember. I was DM'd by a casting agent, and I had no idea. At first I thought it was just a joke, whatever, and then they, a couple more DMs, and answered, and then next thing you know, we're in conversation. Next thing you know, we're on a phone call. Next thing you know, I'm on a Zoom call. Next thing you know, I'm meeting production, and so it all kind of snowballed from there. And at the time, we didn't know it was called Love Triangle. We thought it was called Love Match. And basically, they said, you're going to do a bunch of personality tests, and then we're going to match you with the girl of your dreams, and we're going to film the experience of you moving into a house with each other and living there for a month. And yeah, at the time, I was single, and I was just like, okay, let's give it a go. So Went in, and obviously it wasn't called Love Match. They had already filmed a season of this in Australia. It was Love Triangle. It was filmed by the same people that did Married at First Sight, and it was it was quite the experience. Lots of drama, lots of crazy producers, but met some incredible people. Don't regret doing it. Would I do it again? Fuck no. But it was an experience, and something to say you've done, and dip my toe into that world of reality.
Yeah.
It was.
Did you find love?
I unfortunately not, but I found love on a different plane now. So I live with my girlfriend now. So
Cool.
But yeah, the world of reality. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've done some reality, haven't you?
Yeah, I was on Come Dine With Me in 2017, but I was a student.
Yeah.
But again,
what did you cook? I'm interested.
I did prawn and crayfish cocktail starter,
Okay.
meat and potato pie, the
All right,
main,
nice.
and dessert chocolate chip brownie with ice cream.
Very nice.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a solid meal right
I came
there.
last.
Were you against other students?
No, I was against. That's why I think, obviously, it was literally just on Eccleston Road, actually.
Yeah.
And I think they came round and were shocked. I didn't take it that serious, and looking back now, I should have maybe done it a bit different. I was a bit more. I was playing on that student gate. So like the interviews, when they like do the scores and stuff, it was in like our spare bedroom with like the clothes horse with all the boxes and that hanging off it. But I knew I was doing that.
Yeah.
And I wish
yeah.
I didn't do that now. But you're a student. It was fun.
Yeah.
Got 250 quid for it.
Hey, why not?
Yeah. I was going to ask you about this. Like they do. I found it really stressful, actually. I thought I would enjoy it, but actually by the second, third day, I was like, I don't think I can do another night of this, because it's just the lights, the cameras. They don't tell you what to say, but they edge you towards certain areas
100%.
and what to say. Was it similar to you?
I mean, yeah. So I was in there for a month, and it wasn't like Love Island where there's just cameras on the wall or like a Big Brother situation. It's like they're coming to the house every day, and they're filming everything, and they're setting up scenes and whatever. But they're long days, and it was. I didn't get a day off. It was like 30 days in a row, and every day was at least, probably 6 hours was the shortest, but usually typically 8 hours. On the days when we did dinner scenes with all the other, because there was 6 different triangles, on the days we did those were like 12, 14-hour days. Like those were long days. And like by the end of it, they're trying to film those last scenes. Everybody is either super tired, super angry, or super drunk, and it was just like stress. And then you've got a million producers running around whispering stuff in your ear. They're or asking leading questions, trying to stoke the fire a bit. So
When was this, by the way?
this was 2023,
Right.
I think it came out. Filmed it 2022. So that was the other thing. It didn't come out for an entire year. They told us we filmed it in May. They was like, oh, it'll be out by August. And then August comes around, and then they kept pushing it. They're like, Love Island's on. We want to get the best reach, so we'll go after Love Island. And then, I'm a Celeb's on, so we got to get. So we had to wait. I had to wait an entire year of being like. So I'm like sweating, like, oh my god, how are they gonna make me look on this show? Like, but it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Obviously, I told us some fibs before we got on, even like the name of the show and everything, to get us in to get the best reactions out of us and natural reactions. But yeah, like there was moments where I threatened to leave the show. A lot of the other cast members, there was a guy who actually left filming mid show. He just picked up his stuff and left. And there was a lot of drama on camera. There was probably more drama off camera doing that show. But yeah, it was an interesting ride. No more reality for Mikey
No
boy.
more,
Yeah. Maybe come dine with me. Who knows?
Yeah, he's not. Trust me, man. In fact, I mean, they're all simple. Like 4 in a bed. That's really catty.
Yeah,
You see that, the wiping like underneath the. Who does that when you go to a hotel? Underneath the toilet or something. But they're all them similar kind of. I can't watch them now, to be honest. I just find it.
I wonder what it's like to be a producer on those shows, and you're trying to like get. Still people to get angry and create the drama when there's out of nothing.
Any young aspiring basketball players who might be potentially watching or listening to this, what would you say to them, about maybe going up and playing basketball?
Well, get involved and play as much as you can when you're young. I think it's not always easy, especially not easy in England. It's hard to get court time. It's hard to find places to play. But whether you're getting involved with a club or you're just going down to the park with your mates, get a basketball in your hand. Get those hours in the bank, because it all matters. And even if there's a blip in the road, just keep going, keep pushing.
What does your your legacy with Sheffield Sharks look like? What would you hope, when you, another 20 years time, how would you like people of Sheffield and Sheffield Sharks fans to look upon you?
Well, I think obviously my playing career is probably going to be the big thing with most people, and I've kind of cemented myself in there with the legacy and the long 500 games with the club. Just being a part of it off the court has been one of the joys of my life, and helping to build that fan base, and build a culture around the club that's been recognized around the league. I think a lot of teams have looked at us and seeing our traveling fan base and what we do at our home games, and like, for me, it's been kind of a catalyst for how a lot of the clubs in the country, what they should be doing, and we're just trying to kind of pave our own way with that, the halftime shows and those kind of things. So I hope that people recognize that I help build a part of that. But it's just nice to still be involved in British basketball. I think, I've been one of those recognizable faces around the league for so long, and it's nice to continue doing that, whether that's working for the club, coaching here in Sheffield, or on the microphone for the home games, and being the voice of the Sheffield basketball.
Good man. My actual final question I always finish with is, I'm known in my local for saying this, what are you having for your tea?
What am I having for tea tonight? That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe I'll go over to Terrace Goods.
Oh, right. Okay. You're going out.
We'll see.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll give Terrace Goods a shout out. They're always good to me. I love that place. So shout out to Orchard Square. Yeah. Shout out to Rich from Terrace Goods.
Is that basically you get a load of free stuff there?
He hooks it up sometimes.
Terrace Goods from Mike. So thank you very much for coming on, mate. And thank you to everyone that's watching or listening to this podcast. We've got one more episode left of the season. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.